play classical accordion, and thank you, Bill. And the difference between classical accordion or classical guitar is in the way we shape the sound, we generate the sound, and we handle the instrument. Another characteristic, one characteristic that all classical accordionists share is they are extremely serious people. They never smile, because if they smile, probably their face will fall apart. And if they make one mistake, they retire and they plant potatoes or cultivate artichokes. But I am the exception. So I make mistakes and everything. I don't care. There is an accordionist, a virtuoso accordion player. His name was Charles Camilleri. He was born in the island of Malta. Malta is in the Mediterranean Sea, south of Sicily, north of Libya. In many of his compositions, he used themes and rhythms from his native land. And also he is one of the very few accordion virtuoso and composers who broke from the accordion world into the wide world of classical music around the world. And he composed for many instruments, including 3 piano concertos, concertos for cello, flute, clarinet, organ, and also a concerto for accordion and strings. This composition is entitled Dance of the Spartans from his accordion suite number 3. momentous event in his life. He met the woman who became later his fiancée and his wife. It must have been probably love at first sight because 2 months later they were engaged. In order to commemorate that event and celebrate the first meeting he had, he composed a piece for violin and piano entitled Salute d'Amour, which means love greeting. the stuff my memory, it's just I don't trust my memory. About that there?
There you go.
Okay. Oh, thank you. In 1960, Chinese composer Wang Huiran wrote a piece entitled Dance of the Yi People. The Yi people is one of the 55 national ethnic minorities in China. I understand they live mainly in the Yunnan province. Wang Huiran inspired himself with some motifs and rhythms of these people. He composed this piece for an instrument called the pipa. It's a 4-string instrument similar to the lute, except it's not being played horizontally like the guitar or the lute, but vertically. It has 4 strings. Some players, they use some metal hooks to pluck the strings. I've seen that on TV. This piece is one of the most challenging ones for that instrument. It sends out the benchmark which all pipa players have to achieve in order to be considered good artists in that instrument, which is the most popular one in China. And this piece made Huiran Wang the most popular composer of his time. He's still alive, and this piece is the most famous one in the Chinese folklore, that's what I understand. German accordion virtuoso. He was another one of those accordionist composers. He arranged over 1,000 pieces for the instrument at the time in which accordion music was in existence, and the music available was actually not available all around the world, so he made that possible for many, many thousands of accordionists who could play a number of pieces not available otherwise. And his compositions, over 350 of them, he explored practically every form available: marches, waltzes, polkas, minuets, mazurkas, variations, you name it. And his most remarkable ones is a concertino in G major for accordion and accordion orchestra, and also a concerto in A minor for accordion and accordion orchestra. This composition is entitled Paraphrase and Brahms' Cradle Song. masterpieces was Chopin. He one time saw this little dog running in circles trying to chase his tail. And according to him, that inspired him to write his waltz in the D flat major, opus 64, number 1. So he wrote the thing, took it to his publisher, and the publisher said, oh, it is nice, what name are you going to give it? So Chopin said, well, it's a little dog, so let's call it Le Valse du Petit Chien. My French is horrible, but anyway, it means the waltz of the little dog. So the publisher said, no, this is not commercially, no. But Chopin said, well, it's a little waltz. It's no big deal. It's just a little thing. So the publisher said, well, let's call it minute waltz, meaning diminutive little. And so they call him the minute waltz. Now, ever since, generations of instrumentalists have tried to play the composition in 1 minute, which is practically impossible, and if somebody can do it, they will destroy the music. So the minute waltz lasts between 1.5 and 2.5 minutes. So now you know. Polish composer Hans Zander immigrated to Germany and they made a career composing music for several instruments, mainly the accordion. Under his composition is two albums. There's 2 albums of etudes for the instrument. This one is etude and sound, and it's called The Gondolier. The gondolier is the fellow who propels the gondolas in Venezia through the channels using oars or a long pole. So this is the gondolier is a barcarola type of composition. one claim to fame, and this is a small composition entitled, it's a composition about Spanish dance, properly entitled La Serenata. Metra composed many things, but mainly he was an orchestral conductor, and at the time also he conducted the Folie Bergère Orchestra. The arrangement is by Kurt Marr. Russian composer Peter Ilyich Tchaikovsky received one time an assignment to write a cycle of 12 compositions, each one to receive the name of a month. This one is entitled October. It's called also Autumn Song. French composer Marie-Auguste Durand turned out to be a male. I thought it was a female composer, and I thought it was pretty cool. But no, it was a guy with a beard down to his waist. He was a piano teacher, and he probably hated his students because he wrote this waltz in E flat major, full of these horrible arpeggios in B flat 7 and E flat and A flat, and the type of thing that you can never get straight. He wrote this for the students to play on recitals, so they probably suffer a lot. It's the only composition that is still played for him. This is Opus 83, which means there's 82 other ones that nobody plays. So